morning. Hello everybody. Welcome to my channel. My name is Chrissy and I live here in Australia, and today I'll be giving you a prediction reading for the 19th of December. Now, if you are new here, I pretty much talk about global topics and cover so many subjects. I will close my eyes and I will just get started. God, they're showing me these sleepwalkers are finally jumping on board and helping to tip the ship. Now, the other day I was talking about the Titanic and how we're finally coming to this point. We're reaching a tipping point. This is what I feel is going to happen in 2023. There's a lot of people waking up now. I often talk about here, if you want to check any of my other videos out, about the Great Awakening, which is currently happening in most people. And there's now reaching a tipping point. When I talked about the Titanic the other day and how the Titanic tips and then eventually it gets so weighed down on one side that it went right down. Well, this is what I'm getting about the tipping point. Things are starting to tip, meaning the shift. This is what I also refer to as the great shift, where things are starting to tip in our favour, meaning the little people, the peasants, the freedom fighters, against the narrative of government. That's what I'm getting today. There is finally things are starting to tip, which means it's throwing the reset agenda off its course, and it's starting to cause things to, if you think of a Titanic or the ship sinking or tipping, all the furniture starts to slide, everything starts to slide and be moved. It's not all rolling out to perfection anymore. That's what I'm getting for today, is just there's that tipping point. Things are starting to tip and throw the agenda off its course, which would probably be Elon Musk, I would say, with his Twitter truths, and probably Trump as well. He's got a big voice, Trump. He doesn't go unheard, that's for sure. Calling out all the garbage. And we know DeSantis is on it as well, guys, over in America there. It's brilliant. He's got a huge group of doctors together. These are those truth movements that I've been talking about way back when. They're starting to happen. So we've got a lot of people coming together. They know to stay in groups because they have more strength and power, and their vibration permeates more, and then more people sort of come towards them. So I am getting that. At the moment, we're at this like tipping point, which is great. We have to keep it going though, guys. Keep jumping on the end of that ship. All of us need to stand on the end of the ship and keep tipping it. Let's see where else we go today. We'll get in London. We've got London sushis all over it over there. You're fast tracking. You've been put into, oh God, I would even say your reset vehicle, it's showing me with the big gear stick, has been put into third gear. It's like, you know, how you go through the gears of a manual car. You got first, second, third, fourth, fifth, whatever. And then your gear stick by Sushi's been shoved into third. Like I said, he's putting you back on the map, on the world stage again. He's putting you on this world stage politically. And now with the reset, he's shoving that into third gear. So there's a lot happening over there with the rollout. I'm definitely getting that. He's shoved everything into third gear and you're taking off now. The reset's like full steam ahead, go, go, go. For London, this be England, UK. A lot happening over there, a lot happening. Let's hope it wakes up the people and opens their eyes up. Oh my goodness. Especially being winter, like that's a bit harsh, isn't it? If they bring in those controlled measures of controlling the grid and the power and who gets what at what time. And this is the sort of stuff that they're going to start implementing now, that as we knew it was always coming, the control of the people and what you can do and what you can't do. And as we know here, it's always that start of the credit scoring system, isn't it? Have you been doing the right things? Are you conserving power? You know, the reward system, we know how it's all going to go. So it's full steam ahead in England, UK, London at the moment. So she's right on it. We knew he would be. He's a very methodical and very organised person. Hang on a minute. But people will fight back. I still keep getting it. People will strike, people will fight back. They won't like it. They won't like what he's doing. We know why. There's no benefit for the little people, is there? And again, I'm getting that, people are really missing the Queen. Isn't that interesting? But the guides are saying, like, people felt like the Queen kept everything under control through her, like, maturity, and she just had this way about her where people felt, you know what it is though, it's like they're saying, people felt safe because she had that grandmotherly energy, you know, it's like baking the cake and having your scones and jam and cream. These are the things that nurtured people, you know, it's all an illusion, of course, but even having that cup of tea with, like, Paddington Bear, that image of her, like, being normal, you know, with Paddington Bear, like, that made her more real to people. That's the sort of example that the guides are giving me. But see, people feel like now the kindness has gone out of government, which it has really. Even though I do believe that Sushi can put himself in the position of the little people, he is on his agenda. We know he's a WEF puppet. We know that. But people are still missing the Queen. They feel like everything now has crumbled. That's how the people feel, like everything's come. I mean, we only have to look at the William and Kate and Harry and Meghan and the whole Netflix, and we know these are all great distractions. And we also know here that the monarchy and the royals don't want to topple. They don't want to disappear into nothingness. So they have to keep everything alive to do with their importance. So that's why we're being fed so much of this stuff. And there'll be more to come. I said in 2023 there'll be more to come. I think William and Kate will speak out. They'll want to put their perspective on it. So this is going to drag on, you know, keep the royals in everybody's faces. But it's a different energy. See, it doesn't have that nurturing energy that the Queen had where it made people feel safe. All people are seeing it now is just like the big entertainment show, the royal soap opera. That's what I keep saying. It's like Bold and the Beautiful. That's how people are seeing it now. They're just seeing it as a new TV show. Basically, that's what it's turning into. And maybe that's how the royals are guiding this, that they, you know, like a reality TV show like the Kardashians. Gosh, it definitely works. Look at the Kardashians. Keeps them in people's faces and they keep reinventing themselves. So maybe that's what the royals are up to, doing something like that, to keep themselves in people's faces and to keep the monarchy as important as they see themselves, which none of us see them as important really anymore. And they can sense that people have moved away from, you know, really following the royals. It's just, or maybe not in London. I know it's a big thing over there, your tabloids, but that's what I'm getting. So Sushi's definitely stepped everything up a gear. I told you that would dominate more. We knew the reset would dominate more than the royals. There's no respect there for Charles and all that. It's just not there. But I think you guys, anyone living over there would know that. So they're turning into the Kardashian equivalent. You'd be the London Kardashians now. Let's see where else we go today. Show me people are really scared. They are. These sleepwalkers are really scared of their reality now. See, we, as Braveheart bikers, freedom fighters that we are, who see the truth, like things before they happen, we don't have that fear of it because we see it, and it's not so scary when you can see it. But the problem with the sleepwalkers is they didn't see it, and now it's on their doorstep, and now they're just starting to see it, and this is scaring the absolute bejesus out of them because now they know what's happening. They're giving me these quotes now, the guides, that these sleepwalkers are realizing this has been crimes against humanity. Lives are being destroyed. They're going to be controlled. This is very scary when you're just finding out that this is all about to happen to your life. When you thought 2 weeks flat in the curve, you have freedom back, and here you are 3 years on, and your life is being destroyed, your children's lives are being destroyed, everything's being, the rug's being pulled out from beneath you, and you're being taken down to nothing. That's scaring these people. They're getting scared and they're getting frightened, and they should, because it is really frightening, like what's coming. Plus, not only that, I always say to you, like, what have they put in their bodies? We don't know what's in those jabs. No one knows what's in those jabs. We know they're trying to move on to more of this digital stuff. Like, we don't know what they've injected into people. Nobody knows that. So these people are scared about all this unknown stuff now. So that's happening on a very large scale. That's part of the awakening process, is when people start to realise that they're being trod on by their government. And it's continuing to happen. They're getting squashed. I always talk about the grape analogy, when you're squashing and squeezing the grapes with your feet in a barrel, like in Italy, and suddenly you just end up a big dried up sultana. Well, that's what's happening to these people now. They're lifeless sultanas. I'll see where else we go today. But they're scared. And it's a different fear. Like I always say, it's a different fear to the COVID. COVID was a different thing. Actually, they're still pushing that, here on the ABC News. I put it on last night because you know me, I can't help myself. I have to see what rubbish they're feeding everyone. And in China, they were still showing on the ABC News here in Australia that now that China's relaxed its COVID measures after their big demonstrations, which I think were much bigger than they even showed on the news, now everybody's getting COVID and dying, and their hospitals are overwhelmed. They showed the dead bodies being carted in the coffins and things like this. It was all really dramatic that everybody's dying of COVID again in China. It was just like, the early days, only newer visuals. They were different visuals. But of course, if you have had people locked down for years, they're going to have an outburst of CV, aren't they? Like they are, because no one's been intermingling. Whereas everybody else, is used to dealing with it now. It's just become like the flu, basically, and their immune systems have come up. So, this is the kind of stuff they're still feeding people, guys, in Australia. That's what we're getting fed. I don't know what you guys are getting fed. Let me know down below. But, yeah, everyone's dying in China again from the CV virus because it's just running amok and the hospitals are overloaded. They're just doing the same thing. Same story, just a different day. I can't cope, guys. When you see it, you just go, oh, my God. People are still believing that. My mother would still be believing that. I still can't go in her house. So we know there's people out there that watch ABC News or whatever all the time, and that's what they're being fed. Still getting fed lies. Even if you tell them that everyone's had COVID and they're fine, they still don't believe it. I don't know how this works. It's so incredible, isn't it? Just amazes me. Sorry, enough of me ranting on. It just drives me crazy. I know it drives you guys crazy too. Let's see where else we go. Yeah, it's showing me people are self-destructing now on the inside out. This is the people waking up. This is the sleepwalkers. They're self-destructing. I keep saying about, I think it's America, they're getting lots of anxiety. Heaps of people are getting all this anxiety, panic attacks, worried, overwhelmed financially, and this is causing them to implode from the inside out. Meaning, which isn't a bad thing if we think about it, because most of us here have been through depression, dark nights of soul, huge anxieties we've had to work through. A lot of us have gone through breakdowns, so many things here on my channel that we've all gone through, but they're starting to go through it. It's getting ignited and triggered inside, that anxieties and that overwhelm where you can't get your thoughts clear, and everything's just consuming and taking over your life. Well, that's what they're currently going through at the moment, these people waking up, the sleepwalkers. They're going through their, I guess you could call it, breakdowns. And hopefully that causes the shift in consciousness to lift. But that's what I'm getting. They're starting to have their panic attacks because what's happening? Oh yeah, we know what's happening. Shit's getting real and all the conspiracies are coming true. because they've been in their denial bubble seats. I talk about it all the time. If we don't look, it's not going to come true. However, it's going to come true anyway, so you might as well look and start to understand it all now. That's what we want to say to them anyway, isn't it? I'll see if there's something else to close with today. I'm still getting the collapsings of the narrative. There's big chunks of these narratives collapsing. I said it yesterday with those great Grand Canyon cliffs and the chunks falling off, and we were the Mavericks flying through like in Top Gun Maverick. There's parts of the narrative still falling. See, it's not going to plan. We have to keep remembering that. Things just don't always roll out smoothly. So I am getting that big parts of the narrative aren't working. And it's saying a lot of this could be around the renewables too. I do feel like a lot of it could be around the renewable industry. Like I keep saying to you, none of this makes sense. If you work in renewables and you know these industries, you're going to start to question, hang on, that's not true. So why are they feeding that to people? So this is when things start to get a bit rocky, and people wake up because there's more lies. It's lies. Every time they bring something out, cow burps and cow farts for farmers. Seriously, it's getting it's almost embarrassing. And yes, how's the one about the car accidents with the unvaccinated because they're so anti-government? Like, they're just making shit up now. We know they're making shit up. Honestly, come on. These people, we've got to give them some credit, these sleepwalkers, that they have got some common sense. Because if they believe that absolute total laugh of a lie, then there's something wrong with them. Because these things, the lies, they're just like it's like pulling things out of a hat, isn't it? Oh, let's just make this up and see if anyone falls for it. That's how it appears, doesn't it? It makes us so infuriated. Thank you guys for sharing all your bits of info with me too. It does help me to understand what's happening around the globe sometimes, because I just give you stuff and then I don't know if it's actually happening because I don't live over there, so I don't know. And of course, mainstream media shows us nothing, so we never know what's going on. So thanks guys for all your feedback as well. Let me see if there's something to close with today. Hang on a minute. Not the jukebox. They go through like so many songs. Oh, they're giving me the Boy George song. Actually, it's Culture Club, isn't it? Come a chameleon. You come and go, you come and go. Nothing will be as if your colours were like my dreams. Red, gold and green. I don't know what the meaning of that song is. Maybe it's about bringing colour into your life or something. I know in New Zealand you need more colour in there. She's sucking all the colour out of you. I talked about that yesterday with Jacinda Ardern. In New Zealand, she's exhausting the people. She's taking the colour out of your life. I'm getting this chameleon. And if you think of a chameleon as well, just generally, they can adapt to their situation. And maybe that's what the song's about, is that we're able to adapt and camouflage to any situation. I would say that's actually what it is. It's about us, the Braveheart biker, freedom-fighting chameleons now that can blend into any situation. We have this way of camouflaging, still moving forward all the time, but camouflaging and moving through the nonsense. So that's the song I'm going to leave you with today. Come a Chameleon. By Culture Club. Another 80s number, a blast from the past. We get plenty of blasts from the past, guys. So that's what I'm going to leave you with today. Look, I'm going to say goodbye from Australia. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Subscribe if you haven't and you'd like to. Hit those like buttons, guys. And comment down below. Let me know what's happening where you are. We always need to have a little bit of a laugh on this channel, don't we? That's what keeps us going. So take care and I'll say goodbye. Bye, everybody. Have a great day. Bye.